So what's up, everybody? This vlog is a little different than normal. In this vlog, I will only sit behind my computer. It was not a gym day, so no car vlog today, but I got something really special for you. That's a new insight about the masculine and feminine. And after that, I will share a development in love liberation and in my business that I make money with. So please enjoy and yeah, please enjoy. Today is the 26th of January. Today I want to talk a little bit about this past, what is it, like 5-6 days. I have been developing my masculine energy, and I have a nice perspective or a nice insight around that. Okay, I was editing this video, and when I was looking back the footage, I had this really nice perspective, right, that Felicia gave me. And then I cut to my full screen image that you see right now, and then the audio fell away. So I'm gonna explain it again, and it's probably gonna be a little better because I am awake now and I wasn't before. So this is the concept that Felicia talked about yesterday. If you see this yellow ball of light as your feminine and this border to be the masculine, when you, for example, are in financial troubles, basically, right, you could react to that in two ways. You could react by spending less and like decreasing your feminine and expression and desires, or you could increase your masculine and make more money. So this is like the basic concept. And if you are like in a really stressful situation, you could also see this not as like your financial system or your financial metaphor, but you could also see it as an emotional metaphor. Whenever your emotions are like really high and you aren't able to process them, this is basically what happens. You will start redlining and your emotions are going everywhere and you feel like you're so full. And eventually, when this really almost crosses the border, you will kind of dissociate or not be able to think anymore and just be stressed out and feel like you can't do anything, that you're stuck. So when you practice meditation and make space for your feelings, this is what happens. You expand your border in which your emotions can exist. And you basically have two ways you can react. Like, you can expand any challenge that now we're going to another practical side to this. Whenever the universe challenges you, you can either decide to expand, to see it as an opportunity to grow and expand your horizon, right? Or you could see it as defeat and get contracted. And this way, if you always live in a comfortable environment and never challenge yourself and always choose the safe route, you first have to limit your desires and emotions and wishes, and then slowly this border starts creeping in. And like, the more desires or emotions or feelings that you are contracting from that. So you're not expanding yourself, you're not growing. And slowly this border will get to you, and eventually you will notice that you can't handle stressful situations, or that you can't handle new things because you never challenged yourself in the first place. So you see, like the biggest entrepreneurs have such a big circle that they can hold the responsibility for more than one a person. And they have such a big sphere that they themselves are in the responsibility for themselves is in there, and the responsibility for maybe even thousands of other people are in there. And this is because these entrepreneurs challenge themselves and get challenged by their employees every single goddamn day. So they train themselves every day to hold more people, to hold more emotion, to hold more stress. And they expand every time. Oh. So you get the point. This is like a really interesting insight. And I'm feeling like with my ADHD, I always created stress for myself in order to get stuff done. So what happened with me is, in my journey of getting okay with whatever the normal things that happen in life, like you need to study for school, right? Or you want to start a business, or it's your first assignment as a freelancer, right? What my assumption was is like when I was in school, I noticed that if I created negative energy, I would increase my motivation, and that's so normal that when you put yourself emotionally in a life or death situation, you will find the motivation to do it, even if you are redlining on your border, right? I actually like redlined on my border for most of my life, because I artificially increased my emotions so much. And like in the practical sense, how this worked was, I told myself these doom scenarios. If I don't study, I will not graduate, and I won't have a job, and I will be homeless and die in a ditch somewhere. And I created this artificial stress, this anxiety, in order to like put metaphorically a gun to my head, so that I would do stuff. And I didn't knew any other way to motivate myself. This is why when you procrastinate forever, and right up until the last moment, you will suddenly have that motivation. That's just because it's almost due time, and you are putting the metaphorical gun to your head, right? The point of this is, whenever there's a new challenge in your life and you feel like you are redlining, you have a choice. Am I going to contract and temper my wishes, or temper my my desires, or am I going to react to contract, or be defeated, or conform to the comfort zone, right? This line is your comfort zone. Or when something stressful happens, are you gonna take the challenge and try to expand your border? And the way we can expand our border is to find ways to feel less stressed with a stress situation. Like when you create all these artificial doom scenarios in your head, you make the situation way worse than it actually is. What you could do is lower your emotion by relativating, but this is just in the area of emotion. But if you artificially inflate your negative emotion, you can deflate your negative emotion. And then, oh my gosh, I have all this space and now I can think, and I have all this space extra to bounce around this emotion in my body. But what you could also do is that when a situation is actually really stressful, so you can't like deflate the emotion by just relativating, right? To make it logical in your head and like process it. What you can do is take this as a challenge. Like for example, with the financial troubles, if you have financial troubles, you could like limit your spending, which corresponds to lower your to deflate your artificially generated emotion. Or you could find ways to make more money. And basically the whole idea is, what do you do? And what you repeatedly do, you become better at. And do you want to shy away of the challenges the universe gives you, the opportunities to prove that you can handle even more, right? That you can be inventive and entrepreneurial and solution seeking in order to expand the emotions you can hold or the responsibility of the people, right? This was a nice insight and I hope you get something out of it. Let's move on with this vlog. I hope you have a new perspective on the stuff and maybe increase your border a little bit. I just had a meeting with the client and there are some really exciting developments happening. And what we are building towards is me being more entrepreneurial within that organization. Before this, I really worked on the video productions that they released for their YouTube separately, like editing, and I was less occupied with the business itself. The next steps for me within that institution is to be more in the leading front, that I will create video pipelines, improve efficiency and make plans and strategy, and more like high level up, also managing eventual people that I will hire or to do specific tasks to improve this efficiency and output of this organization. And this is so exciting to me because it's actually something I will be doing with Love Liberation too, when it grows sufficiently large enough that we will have people to help out with increasing production. And I really feel like I'm ready for it. I'd like to actually set this up. It makes me so fired up and actually take control and responsibility for a way bigger part of the video production pipeline. So it's gonna be delicious for me to actually get my hands into it and make this a reality. It just feels like everything is clicking, and like the relationship with the with my client is very good, and I just see myself not doing one-time projects anymore. This client that I was talking with, they have a YouTube channel, and it's grown substantially since I joined, and that's because of the content is great, but also because I created a more engaging packaging of the video, like the thumbnail and the title, and helped form some of the intros. And like, I'm so excited to provide value and develop myself even more, get paid doing that. It's such a privilege, and be in the YouTube niche, and also within the YouTube niche, also in a subject that I'm working on too, and that's like, my client is working on the scientific explanation of consciousness. I am with Felicia working on love liberation, which is basically the same thing, but then not purely scientific, but way more focused on the practical side of things and the experience side of things. So it's like joint forces. Also, I just had a conversation with Felicia about the next steps for love liberation, the in-person side of things, the psychedelic ceremonies, and Felicia's psyched, and I am psyched, and I'm just so excited for this to roll out of us and actually become everything that I've ever wanted. And I feel like if I just keep my energy right and focus on showing up and just trying my best every day, truly, in the sense that whenever I don't feel like it or I don't want to do it, I'll just examine why I don't want it, confront these limiting beliefs, or even a cry for rest. That could be the case too, and then rest so that my energy is better for the next day. And this is like a cycle that if I just feel like I just got everything I need in order to make this work in a sustainable way, an emotionally healthy way. And I'm so grateful that I really have the feeling that I finally figured it out, and like have a genuine path towards the thing that I always wanted. It feels within reach now. It feels like I know what to do. It feels like it's all falling into place. Providing for myself part is covered, and I just can fully focus on what makes me happy. And that's crazy after this long journey of me not following my university degree, to struggling to pay rent the first 5 months, and then got my video business right, and then like all this whole period of uncertainty. It feels like it's now all coming together in such a beautiful way. I'm so grateful. All right, now it's time to work a little more on the projects that my client has running. So let's kick that forward and then end the day, because these were 2 very long conversations, and it was really, 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 really productive in the sense of getting our heads right. Yeah, these things, like also with my planning, right? My planning is botched for today, but that doesn't matter. It sometimes you just feel like you need to take a second to talk about stuff, to get things right, and that time is time spent so well. And so never forget that, right? Never forget that actually taking a step back, figuring things out. Without that, I will do everything on pure willpower and like scaring myself into do things, and that is not sustainable. And I like me now stressing out about that my schedule is fucked for the day is just me letting my emotional state be decided by the things I do, and not the things I do by a desire of how I want to feel. How do I actually want to feel? Do I want to feel stressed? Because is it really productive for me to feel stressed because my calendar is botched right now? Is that really productive? Is me scaring myself into frantically trying to finish the project for today, is that really productive when I will need like 10 times more rest from that to actually show up with a empty, neutral, excited, emotional state the next morning? Like, I really, really am convinced right now that me staying relaxed, just doing what I can do, doing what will make me feel the best, that's the most productive thing I can do. And that's all I have to say. See you guys after that, or I'll just finish the vlog here. Great day. Let's get to work.